don't mind me playing a little bit of Control Mage, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. As I've already discussed with this deck in the tier list, the video you all should watch, by the way, for the top 5 decks in the new expansion. Anyway, Murloc Paladin is probably the worst matchup for this deck, or at least one of, because of how fast it generates things. So, we're going to keep this because we have an early Bone Wraith for a little bit of early protection. We don't want Calicos, he's just too big. Doomsayer's actually a so there are 2 ways to play Doomsayer here. 1, we can use it as more of a way to defend myself. 2, maybe he's not even going Murloc. What could he be? What? But anyway, there are 2 ways we could basically use it, just in general, just for a general note, I guess. You could use it once as a precaution to prevent him from playing something the next turn to buy you a turn, or you could use it in combination with Frost Nova to wipe his board. If that makes sense, right? Like, so this turn, I have two options. I could play Doomsayer in hopes that he doesn't play anything else, and it just wipes his board and we start fresh, then I coin out this 4-5 and get a little bit of a board going. Or I wait for him to play more minions, Frost Nova and Doomsayer, and try to close out the game that way. That's actually a little bit annoying. I feel like playing it slow is a fine choice because I'll be able to coin this out, but then if I coin this out I have no real follow-up play, right? So if I just pass, is that a bad thing? I can get a turn 4 play and then turn 5 play. You know what? We'll just ping it. It'll die to a 2-5 now anyway, so it's okay in my opinion. I'm not super concerned, although that upgraded hero power will be very annoying. Interesting, okay. So, he draws a couple of cards here, or I Doomsayer. I should have Doomsayered last turn, I guess, maybe. But again, I think the Frost Nova's probably just better. We're actually going to hold on to the coin, too. There's no need to rush into anything, right? I have a lot of heal in my hand, so early damage I'm going to take is going to heal a little bit. We get to play a 2-5 taunt with Reborn. So I'm not really that worried. What's the worst that happens, right? He draws a total of 2 cards. Or alternatively, I just wipe the board here by coining this out, which I think might actually be the best play. We get to wipe out 3 cards for the price of 1, or 2, sorry. It keeps him from playing anything this turn. And it kills his Acolyte of Pain without him drawing too many cards. He draws 1 max if he chooses to hero power his own minion to draw a card. Yep. That's basically him conceding the turn to me. And then I will get to play a 2-5 taunt and regain control of the board. I played this one out a little bit slower. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. I'm going to play 2-5 and pads. It's a pretty decent minion to have out on the board right now. Khadgar with Power of Creation will be a great power play. Also, oh boy. That's not good. That's fine. We get to kill off the Galvanizer. If he's going Kangor's Endless Army, that's already 2 things that like won't actually be that good for him. So we kill that off. We'll play the 3-4. I won't get maximum healing out of it, but it is the most mana efficient play. And I don't think I want to play Power of Creation turn 10. Oh, wow, okay. We can deal with this, though. We can just freeze it indefinitely. We can no longer freeze it indefinitely. We have to deal with that minion immediately. Okay. So, alternatively, we freeze it, I guess? We could kill it. He'll be left with a 7-7. Khadgar, fill the board. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So let's do that. Boom, boom. They both have Reborn anyway, so we hit, that dies and revives. Hit, play Khadgar, and then Conjure's Calling. And then we get a decent board here. We get a very nice board here. Whoa! That is actually really good. And do I want to go face with these? I think I do. Or maybe we just try to control the board. Maybe we just try to control the board and not let it get out of hand so he doesn't magnetic anything on that. He kills Khadgar. That's a bummer, but I actually have a decent amount of board here. Wow. Oh, and he concedes just like that. He had no response. And I had a Power of Creation anyway to follow up with a Conjurer's Calling as well. That was actually really, really good. That worked out quite well. Whew, moving on to the next game. Finally, a challenge. Maybe a challenge. I actually have no real idea if this is going to be a challenge or not. Luna's Pocket Galaxy is being coined out turn 4. Change my mind. Try. There's no way. There is no way you can change my mind on this. This is an absolutely incredible play. And oh my goodness, I just broke my sunglasses. I was trying to clean them, you know, by rubbing the lens, and it popped out. I could pop it back in, though. It's no problem. Okay, maybe a little bit of a problem. Anyway, turn 4 play will be absolutely incredible. Khadgar in hand, he's fine. We'll just pass. We literally might just not do anything until we get Pocket Galaxy out, because then Luna might be able to combo off, and I can survive for a little bit. Oh my goodness, he... Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We ping that, then we pass. Now, the question is, do I want to save the Arcane Intellect for before or after Luna's Pocket Galaxy? I think we want to save it for after to draw multiple 1-cost things as opposed to drawing them early now. Because what if I use this, right, and I draw King Ferris? Or I just draw King Ferris now. That's also wonderful. Gosh darn it, my two biggest creatures. Ah, it's fine. We stick with the same plan, though. We're going to coin it out next turn. Arcane Intellect next turn. Unfortunately, I have some of my biggest creatures already in my hand, but, in my defense, at least, I will get potentially a couple of things later on that'll be cheaper. Like, even if everything becomes 1 mana now, like, that's fine. That's a huge improvement. I can just imagine any of these things being drawn that are now 1 mana, and it's just an enormous improvement. It is a bummer that my biggest guys are not super cheap, but that's fine. Arcane Intellect. I actually don't mind that at all, playing that. Because if I get Khadgar out, I could fill the board almost entirely. And if I can fill the board before turn 9, before he wipes it, we're good to go. Ooh, okay. That was a nice play! That was a very nice play by him. I respect that. Good job, friend. Good job. Oh my gosh, I could just set him down to 15, but I want to do that later, maybe? Or do I want to just do that now and make him, force him to try to heal himself back up? We have Stargazer Luna. We get to draw a card, deal 15, and ping off the Wild Pyromancer before anything happens. Wow, indeed. That was such a big power play. I'm drawing nothing but spells, which is a little bit disappointing, but at least when I play King Ferris, I'll get 2 6 drops. I'll be able to draw cards next turn anyway. It's fine. Everything's totally cool. He's got the best deals anywhere. You don't say. You don't say. Of all the deals, you have the best ones? Oh boy. He's gonna combo off super well, isn't he? We're gonna have to deal with that. 'Tis unfortunate, but that is the way that things have to be. Silence. No, don't silence my Stargazer Luna, you monster! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We have Arcane Intellect anyway. We have to kill that. I don't want him to combo off. I don't think I could have killed him. Yeah, I could not have killed him. We'll draw 2. Hopefully get a minion here. Fine. Game never really disappoints. We'll ping, we'll deal a little bit. And we pass. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that I played it and I've drawn... I drew my big things early. And I haven't really... I've drawn 2 minions since then. Although the Alex Draza is huge. I say this is a control deck, and look at me beating him down turn 7. Like, if I can kill him this turn, he's not even going to get the thingamabob. The Plague of Death. The Plague of Death, yes, that's a thing. Whoa. But that is game. Well played. And just like that, we got 2 quick games back to back. This deck, while it can also control and be very controlling, because you saw in that last game I played that Doomsayer and the Frost Nova combo to control the board. It has Blizzard, it has some pretty giant minions, and some pretty decent taunts to buy me some time. It has some really nice combos. And it's just actually a pretty all-around decent deck. So anyway, very much would recommend. This deck might actually be, now that I'm playing it more, because I was playing other iterations of the deck before, but now that I'm playing just this one, I feel like this one might actually be third best in the set. I still think that Control Warrior is better, not necessarily in this matchup, but better in general. But also, I think that Paladin, Murloc Paladin is still better as well. However, Highlander Hunter might have a little bit of difficulty dealing with this deck, to be quite honest, especially with a Luna's Pocket Galaxy turn 4. However, that was a unique case. If I had drawn this stuff differently and the Luna's Pocket Galaxy has been something different like a Ciliax, the entire game would have been different, so obviously this was kind of luck-based, but I have to say, this is a good deck. I would recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya.